Well, they did it. Nintendo has now unalived the 3DS eShop. But thankfully, this system isn't quite dead yet. Far from it, actually. See, this system is now one of the easiest systems to hack, and since Nintendo is no longer offering us the ability to buy games legitimately, that means piracy is kind of on the table due to no longer being morally wrong. What are they gonna do, arrest me?
I was joking!
The 3DS has actually been hacked for several years, but it hasn't been until the past few years that it's become so incredibly easy and fast that I recommend just about anyone with a 3DS give it a shot. Now, I won't be covering it here due to video guides generally becoming outdated very quickly, along with not wanting to deal with the repercussions if y'all do something stupid and break your console. Listen, that's on you, boo-boo. I won't get too technical since I know you gremlins tend to not like that, but the main exploit we use here is called Bootstrap 9, which has a few different methods of installing depending on your console's version and region. But once installed, it gives us access to custom firmware, which cracks open the door to doing some cool stuff. I know barn doors are currently in, but this doesn't slide because I'm fancy. It slides because I live in what essentially boils down to a bootstrap trailer home, which can't fit real doors. We'll get to all the juicy content all of you high C sailing kind of folk want later, but to start, we'll talk about the homebrew and features not related to potential crimes. One of the first ones that are a huge deal for collectors like myself is making the system region-free. Yes, while the current Switch-friendly systems can't easily play games from any region, Nintendo has, since the foray into the console scene and up till the Switch, we're adamantly locking down systems to only play games from their region. Why? But with Luma 3DS custom firmware installed, that comes by default with region locking disabled. Hence why I own this Japanese version of Star Fox 64 3D, which, as you can see, does in fact run on my North American new 3DS XL. Now I can enjoy Falco sass in a language I don't even understand. We've now also got access to installing custom themes. We've got many fantastic fan-made themes for various gaming franchises like Mario and Zelda. We've got some for Pizza Tower, which to me feels odd. That is not correct. Which to me feels odd to you since that game doesn't even exist on the 3DS. But at least it's not this hot garbage made by Sven the Hacker 64, which gives our system the accursed Comic Sans font. Seriously, if anyone ever tries to taint my system by installing this, I will kill you.
Oh, come on!
Game mods are now also opened up to us. We can enjoy a slew of new custom tracks in Mario Kart 7 using Custom Track Grand Prix 7, or CTGP7 for short. I had to slow that down because I kept messing it up. These tracks are able to be played online since it uses custom servers. Oh, and it adds in single versus mode so you can avoid having to play through an entire frickin' cup just to play that one you like. Project Restoration aims to simultaneously restore mechanics from the original Majora's Mask, along with adding other quality of life improvements and tweaks. It's too bad I can never get into this game for some reason. Maybe it's a sense of impending doom matching too close to what I already feel in my daily life. Ooh, I think it got too dark there. Those last features and abilities were ones given by the custom firmware itself, but there is still plenty of great things we can do simply by installing some homebrew apps. With Checkpoint, you can back up save data from both physical and digital games, which is especially useful for save editing. Or if you're a klutz like me and need a way to back it up in case you accidentally do something stupid. How could this have happened? You can cheat in Pokemon to make yourself feel superior with no effort. Heck, why not just give yourself a full and complete save so you can brag about it without actually accomplishing anything, like the sleazebag you are. Speaking of sleazebag, we're slowly drifting closer to that one topic I know you all desperately want to hear about since we are now touching on creating backups of your own games. You know, the thing everyone says they do as an excuse for having a million ROMs, even though we all know that's pretty much always a dirty lie. God Mode 9 is a homebrew tool that needs to be launched at boot, which can thankfully be easily accessed thanks to a feature in Luma 3DS, which lets us set holding different buttons at boot to launch into different payloads. While God Mode 9 has a lot of features, some of which you will already have probably used as part of the hacking process and getting set up, we'll ignore most of the features for now and focus on the game cart section, which gives us easy access to dumping both 3DS and DS ROM files, giving a way to legally create ROMs for personal use. Even better, from this menu we can also take our physical games and install them directly to the system as a digital copy, allowing those like me with a large physical collection of titles a way to easily have all their games available without needing to tote them around and risk getting lost or damage. And using Checkpoint, we can even copy our save data over to the new digital title as well, so we won't lose access to our definitely legitimate Pokemon save with 999 rare candies. And with that out of the way, I guess it's time we get into... So the eShop is officially closed, but if we hop just a few more letters down the alphabet, we've got the Hshop. eShop stands for electronic shop, so clearly Hshop stands for High C Shop. Yes, the primary purpose of the Hshop is having easy access to plundered booty. And while it definitely was taboo to talk about before, the eShop being put 6 feet under by Nintendo themselves has put the world in a weird position. Legally speaking, yes, it's still absolutely illegal to download games you never owned using Hshop. But on the other hand, outside of a few titles that exist on other platforms, eShop exclusives simply have no available method to obtain them legitimately anymore. So even if it's still a legal issue in terms of morals, a lot of people agree that while it may not necessarily be morally good to download from Hshop, it's not necessarily morally bad either. But if you're going to use Hshop, just promise me if a game is still easy to purchase on another platform, you will at least try to also buy a copy elsewhere to support the devs, especially indie devs. Okay? Okay. Oh, and I guess I'll throw up some "this is for educational purposes" text because that's somehow a magical protection barrier that other content creators like to use. I don't understand how it works, but maybe it works, we'll see. Hshop breaks everything down into categories. We've got games, updates, DLC, virtual console, DSiWare, videos, extras, and themes. Pretty much all of these are self-explanatory except extras. Opening up brings a selection of subcategories. Dev apps miscellaneous are ones you likely won't want or need to touch. DSi system apps is, as it sounds, just a collection of default apps that came on the DSi line of systems. The most interesting to me being PictoChat. Yeah, baby, love me some PictoChat. I hope my neighbors don't question why I'm yelling. We've got a collection of homebrew games and apps, translated games, ROM hacks, and custom DSiWare. Not gonna lie, I have no clue what this last subcategory is, and I really can't be bothered to look into it. What can I say? I'm lazy. And isn't honesty a virtue? I was trying to avoid it, but I guess we'll dive into the games category. This is exactly as it sounds. It's games, all sorted into which region eShop they belong to, since with that region-free stuff I mentioned near the start, we have access to installing content from any region. And that's about all I'll have to say about it. If you can get to this point, then I trust you can find a game and tap a button. If that's too much for your 2 brain cells, then you probably shouldn't have a 3DS in the first place. And all of this is just scratching the surface of what the 3DS can do with access to Homebrew. I'd even mention stuff like using Twilight Menu++ to boot DS ROMs from the SD, running ROMs for other systems via emulation, and giving access to PictoChat because I feel I didn't emphasize that enough the first time. No, I won't be linking where and how to get Hshop, though there are other people out there who will go over it. Although if I want to be complete and thorough, I'll have to tell them how. Alright, so this is how you get Hshop.
Yeah, I guess I deserved that time.